Transpiration in plants. What is meant by the term transpiration? Transpiration is a phenomenon where water is lost in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant, especially through the stomata of the leaves. What are the various types of transpiration? Depending upon the surface from where transpiration takes place, it can be of three types: cuticular transpiration, stomatal transpiration, and lenticular transpiration. So, first let us see what is cuticular transpiration. Cuticle is the waxy covering on the upper and lower surface of the leaf or young stem. So, when transpiration, that is loss of water, occurs through the cuticle, it is known as cuticular transpiration. Number 2, lenticular transpiration. When water is lost in the form of water vapor through the lenticels, which are present in woody stem and fruits. They are permanent openings which are found on the older part of the stem or bark. Third one, stomatal transpiration. Stomata are minute pores which are guarded by kidney-shaped cells called guard cells, which are mainly found on the lower surface of the leaf. So when water is lost in the form of water vapor through these minute pores, that is stomata, that type of transpiration is called as stomatal transpiration. Now let us understand the role of transpiration in xylem transport. Transpiration is the main pulling force or suction force that causes the absorption of water through plant roots and transportation through xylem. The loss of water through the process of transpiration creates a deficiency of water in the transpiring leaves. As a result, their cells absorb water from the neighboring cells by osmosis. This forms a continuous chain through xylem of the stem reaching to the roots. A zone of low pressure is created in the roots while roots are surrounded by area of high water pressure. Thus, roots absorb water which is then transported throughout the plant. As the rate of transpiration decreases or increases, so does the rate of water absorption by the roots. Now let us see the various factors that affect the rate of transpiration. The first factor is wind speed. As the speed of wind velocity increases, the rate of transpiration increases. The second factor, humidity. As humidity increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. What is humidity? Humidity is the moisture that is present in the air. When the air is laden with moisture, then the rate of transpiration would decrease. Third factor, light intensity. With increased light intensity, the rate of transpiration would increase. Fourth, temperature. An increase in temperature would lead to an increase in transpiration rate. Number 5, water supply. Because of any reason, if the amount of water decreases in the plant cell, then the stomata will close, as a result of which transpiration rate would decrease. Now let us see certain internal factors that affect transpiration. Number 1, number of leaves. More leaves means a larger surface area, and more stomata for gaseous exchange. This will result in greater water loss. Number of stomata. If the number of stomata are more, then more water will be lost through the stomata. Size of the leaf. A leaf with a bigger surface area will transpire faster than a leaf with a smaller surface area. Number 4. Presence of plant cuticle. A waxy cuticle is relatively impermeable to water and water vapor and reduces evaporation from the plant's surface except via the stomata. Now let us understand certain adaptations of the plants which help the plant to conserve water. Waxy leaves. In case of banyan or peepal leaves, you will find that they are having a thick waxy cuticle on both the upper and lower epidermis. So this thick layer of cuticle will prevent the water from the cells to get lost to the external environment. Rolled up leaves. To decrease the surface area, sometimes the leaves roll up, thus decreasing the exposed surface area. Hairs on the inner surface also allow water vapor to be retained, which reduces water loss to the pores. Spikes or thorns. When the leaves are reduced to spikes, the surface area once again decreases and thus the rate of transpiration decreases. Xerophytic plants, that means plants which grow in arid conditions where water is scarce. There the roots reach deeper, they penetrate deeper into the soil to reach the water table. So these are certain adaptations of plants, or you can say xerophytic plants in particular, to prevent transpiration. Once again in this slide, there are certain adaptations which are shown that are mainly seen in xerophytic plants. By xerophytic plants, we mean the plants that are growing in desert-like conditions. So there, the leaves, they would be having thick cuticle, thick epidermis, and the stomata will be sunken. They will not be present on the surface, but they will be present in pits, so that they do not come in contact with the external environment directly. What is the importance of transpiration? Transpiration produces a cooling effect in the plant and helps leaves to withstand high temperatures. During the summer season, when we sit under the tree, we feel cool. So that cooling effect is because of transpiration. As temperature increases, the rate of transpiration would increase and it would produce a cooling effect. Second, helps in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Third, causes the transport of water and minerals in plants. Now let us see certain experiments on transpiration. The first experiment is to see that transpiration occurs in plants in the form of water vapor. What do we need for this experiment? We take a well-watered potted plant and cover the potted plant with a polythene sheet. We keep the apparatus or keep the setup under sunlight for few hours. After few hours, what are we going to observe? We can see droplets of water on the inner side of the polythene bag. This shows that the water evaporates from the leaves or the aerial parts of the plant, come in contact with the polythene bag, condenses and form droplets of water. The second experiment is to show that leaves release more water from the lower surface. What we need to carry out this experiment? Here we need glass slides, clip and an indicator. The indicator here is a cobalt chloride paper. The cobalt chloride paper, when it comes in contact with moisture, it turns pink. A dry cobalt chloride paper is otherwise blue in color. So what we do here, we take a leaf which is attached to the plant. We place thin strips of cobalt chloride paper both on the lower and upper surface of the leaf and cover the cobalt chloride paper with glass slides and fix the glass slides with the help of a clip. We keep the glass slides as such for few hours. After few hours, what are we going to observe? We will observe that the cobalt chloride paper, which is attached on the upper surface, it remains unchanged, or it turns pink very slowly, whereas the cobalt chloride paper, which is attached on the lower surface, would turn pink faster. So what can we conclude from this experiment? That more amount of water vapor is released from the lower surface. Why? Because more number of stomata are present on the lower surface of the leaves. So, my dear students, in this video you have learnt what is transpiration, what are the various types of transpiration, how transpiration plays an important role in water absorption and its transport through the stem till the leaves. We have also seen various adaptations of plant which help the plant in preventing transpiration and significance of transpiration. How transpiration helps the plant to carry out its various activities. Hope this video will help you out in this period of crisis.